Welcome to Reels to Rentals. I'm Susie Rogers here with my husband David Williams, and we're the owners of Northside Video here in McMinnville, Tennessee. So good to see everybody back. You know, we're coming up to the middle of Christmas or middle of December. It's not the middle of Christmas, but it's like the whole month of December's sort of Christmas anymore. So this show this week, we're going to have you a little Christmas show, and we've picked one of our local Tennessee heroes to put in the spotlight tonight. And Dave, who are we going to be showcasing?
We're going to showcase none other than Sevier County's Dolly Parton.
Miss Dolly herself.
You know, heck, she's done a rock and roll album now. She's done, I don't know how many different Christmas albums. And you know, when you had the record shop, that Kenny and Dolly album was always something that you special ordered in at the holidays.
Yeah, sold well.
You know, and you know, when you get to thinking, Dolly's done a lot more movies that involve Christmas than what you think or has appeared in them.
Right, and these are just the films. They don't count the specials she's done, just like the live entertainment variety shows.
Yeah, and so, but we thought that it'd be a way to give Dolly some credit and to keep Christmas pretty local here to Tennessee.
That's right, because we agonized over the content for this show, and one night you was asking me what movie you want to watch, and of course as always I don't know. Mm-hmm. And you said, why don't we watch Unlikely Angel? And there we go.
There we come about.
The rest is history, so they say.
And hey, done a good job in it, and she's done a good job in all these, even though some of them, you know, she's helped back financially and other things. So
let's take a look at our first movie we want to bring to you today. Not necessarily all about Dolly, but she had a lot to do with it. This is the trailer for Christmas at Dollywood.
Danica McKellar and Niall Mater are getting ready for the biggest party of the season.
I want it to be the best.
So do I.
Good.
Is this
Rachel?
I have heard so much about you.
I'm gonna miss this place.
You like her. I think you should tell her before she leaves.
You can have what you want if you believe you can have it.
Words to live by.
Christmas at Dollywood. Only on Hallmark Channel.
That was the trailer for Christmas at Dollywood, non-rated, brought to you by Hallmark. This stars Danica McKellar and Niall Mather in our lead roles. And yeah, Dolly does make an appearance in this movie, and it's a good little Hallmark movie. I enjoyed it. It's a rewatcher.
Well, you know, thankfully Dolly gives the Danica McKellar character some good advice and stuff in the movie on, you know, do this, follow this, come on, you know. She sort of give her that pep talk that, you know, maybe you wouldn't take from your parent, but you might take it from an aunt or something. A little different, you know, feel. Of course, like you said, set at Dollywood during the Christmas season. And I really don't know, you know, not being at Dollywood during the Christmas season, I don't know if they have that parade every night at the park or what. But needless to say, we know Sevierville and Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge all do the Winter Fest and light it up. So it's a wonderful time just to go up there and make some appearances. And of course, then if you want the hustle and bustle, you can go to some of them outlet malls and get run over and stepped on and all that kind of good stuff.
But I thought the neat thing about this movie was that they bring home, and I'm sure, you know, I would hope that if they portrayed this in the movie, but they talked about how much Dolly gives back to her employees there at Dollywood, like helping with college and schooling and, you know, things that I never knew that she did. And I know she's very philanthropic, but didn't know to, you know, even to that extent.
Right, but, you know, everybody talks about how wonderful a giving lady she is, so let's take a good, you know, let's keep on with the rest of it, because she gives and gives in most of these movies.
She does. She's well, in this one, let's take a look for the trailer at Christmas on the Square.
Christmas is a time for caring, being at your best. Christmas is a time for sharing, knowing you've been blessed. There are the haves and the have-nots, and you could be either one.
Who are you?
Well, Angel.
What do you want from me?
Change.
What you're doing now is such a low blow, demolishing the lives of all the people you know.
The deadline to be out of your homes is now Christmas Eve.
Gotta get out of this town. Christmas on the square. There's no reason to wait around. Everybody's there. I know in time I'll lose my mind if I don't get out of this town.
Angels fly 'cause they take themselves lightly. Angels glow and they shine so brightly. You find that light and it will lead you to the part of you you lost.
What might that be?
The part that can be happy. Christmas is a time for caring, being at your best.
Christmas is a time for sharing, knowing you've been blessed.
Christmas is a time for angels, making things all right.
Oh, what joyful bliss, that's what Christmas is.
Christmas on the square.
That was the trailer for Christmas on the Square, rated PG. It was brought to you by Netflix. This has Christine Barnkowski and Treat Williams starring in it. And besides, like, Dolly's in all these movies, but she plays an angel. And I don't know, just to me, in all of her Christmas movies, even if she's alive or has passed on to the next realm, she's sort of the angelic feature in the movie.
Yeah, and almost everything there. You know, this one here sort of had a Dickens type story with it. You know, the one lady, you know, her dad was over the town. She don't care nothing about the town. You know, we're just gonna run through this. Now, this movie was filmed a lot in Atlanta, though, on some of the different sound stages down there.
Some in Tennessee, in Conyers, Georgia, and in Atlanta.
So, you know, Dolly was able to be there, because most of these movies, Dolly does put some of her own money in, or maybe a lot of her own money.
Right, and she writes a lot of the music for these movies.
Right, because most of them have some kind of an original music that
Well, this
accompanies
is a
it.
musical, Christmas on the Square is.
Yeah, and so, you know, it was one of them that it had the ups, the downs, the feel-goods, the, oh man, I can't believe people do that to you. And you're like, oh yeah, that's, you know, that's how it goes. But all in all, for a musical, it's not going to be everybody's taste.
That's true.
But they did a good job with it. Dolly made another home run feature.
I think so. She was the ghost of Christmas past, present, and future all in one angel.
Yeah, so she took a good look at it.
She was good and very pretty in this. She always is. Well, the next trailer we want to take a look at, she plays an angel again, and I think you've already heard us mention this movie, Unlikely Angel.
Tragedies are not always what they seem.
You will return to Earth. You will help a family in trouble.
Well, what's wrong with them?
You'll soon see. Now, if the mission is a success, you will get your wings and you will become an angel.
Now, Ruby has a job to do.
You gotta be kidding. All I need's a guitar and I'll be ready for the sound of music.
Well, I sure hope you're good, because I gotta tell you, my kids haven't liked anybody that the agency has sent over.
Are you sure she's a nanny? I'm almost 14.
What?
I don't need a nanny.
My wife passed away 2 years ago.
What am I doing here, Peter?
The point is to be with your family.
What family?
How am I supposed to help this family? I didn't exactly do a bang-up job with my own life.
Gotta get back to the office, you know.
Fine.
Hey, that could have hurt me.
Well, you're hurting me right now.
You can fire every nanny from here to Kingdom Come, and you're still gonna have 2 hungry children at home who are starving to death for your love. You really care about him, don't you, Allison?
Well, yes, of course I do. I mean, he's a dear friend in college.
Did you ever think about getting married again?
What?
Give me more time. 24 hours is not enough to do the trick.
In a world where you have a chance to get wings, anything is possible.
Mr. Hayworth would like you to meet him tonight for drinks. 10 o'clock in the Blue Room of the Huntington Hotel.
Well, if it's that important, I'll be there.
You got a phone call from Mr. Hayworth.
Ben?
Hey, listen.
What's going on?
The Kushner Lock Company presents Unlikely Angel, a Christmas story to warm hearts and bring families together.
I want you to spend Christmas with us.
Okay.
And after Christmas, I want you to stick around. Man, I'm never going to stop loving your mom. And you won't either. She's always going to be a part of us, right here.
I know I'm not your mom. And I'm not gonna try to be. I would like to be your friend.
Am I really gonna get my wings after all?
You were willing to give up everything. You have passed the supreme test.
Starring Brian Kerwin, Roddy McDowell, Maria Del Mar, Allison Mack, Gary Sandy, Eli Marienthal, and Dolly Parton. Unlikely Angel.
That was a trailer for Unlikely Angel, non-rated, aired on CBS, has Roddy McDowell as portraying the Angel Peter and Brian Kerwin as the lead male role. And there again, she's that poor misguided young girl that gets to come back to earth as an angel.
Right, you know, because she was Diamond. What was her first?
Ruby Diamond.
Ruby Diamond. And of course now then, the young kids in this movie, they sort of, you know, was taking her with a grain of salt. So, and then needless to say, you know, the wonderful world of the internet starts opening up a lot of different questions, but in all of her unethical ways, she ended up definitely pulling this family out of the doom and gloom that they were in, back into really being a family, and did some matchmaking and everything else.
She sort of reminded me of Doris Roberts in the Miss Miracle that Nora Roberts writes about. You know, they did 3 of those, sort of that same angel type part.
Right, you know, and then, you know, the sacrifices she was willing to make even as an angel to fulfill getting this family put back together was really well done. You know, it's also had the little guy out of WKRP as
Gary
her boyfriend
Sandy,
in it at the very first, which he didn't play the nicest character, but
no,
hey,
he didn't,
you know, but she knew how to put him on the road, and of course I guess the hidden star in it was that baby deer in the road.
I guess so.
That's escalated her on to bigger and better things.
It sure did.
But Unlikely Angel was fun and just enjoyable to watch.
It is. We've seen it, what, 4 or 5 times?
Probably so.
Or more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's move on to our next Dolly feature. This is a self-portrait that Dolly did, and this is the second installment because this was set at Christmas. Let's take a look at the trailer for Christmas of Many Colors, Circle of Love.
Last year, millions made Coat of Many Colors the #1 broadcast movie. On November 30th,
What kind of man can't give his family a Christmas?
discover the next chapter of Dolly Parton's incredible true story.
I'm tired of seeing them do without. It's killing me.
They are happy, that's what matters.
I'm doing what I think is best for this family.
You want to go to the most dangerous job on earth. Without him, I am just scared all the time.
God gives us a way to face anything.
If I can get that ring for Mama, Daddy can come home for Christmas. Wouldn't that be
A real Christmas miracle.
Don't ever give up, even when things get hard. A snowstorm has come through and covered the house.
Circle of love, halo of light.
You say you're all I need, well, I need you now.
That holy night was.
You're the one always saying love never fails.
I choose to believe that.
Didn't I say this would be the best Christmas ever?
Abby Lee, you're the love of my life.
You are mine, Lee Parton.
In a circle.
Dolly Parton's Christmas of Many Colors, Wednesday, November 30th on NBC.
That was the trailer for Christmas of Many Colors, Circle of Love, rated G, brought to us by NBC Studios. And this starred Alwyn Allen Lynn as Dolly as a child. She does a great part. Ricky Schroeder as her dad, and Jennifer Nettles as her mother. And if you haven't seen either of these movies, there's something you really need to try to check out and see where you can find them and watch them, because they are really good family movies.
Well, they can sure find them at the video. We got both of them.
We sure do.
You know.
And probably can order them one if they want to buy it.
Right, I think now they've even got them together.
I think so.
You know, but this one right here, was almost a documentary type film. You know, now I do not know how much Hollywood may have added to or took away from of Dolly's Christmas story as a young girl. And then it brought up her friendship to Miss Ogle that has been from what we, you read and understand, a lifelong friend of Dolly.
Right.
Even though they maybe had a little bit of the oddest relationship as it's all started. And both of these movies have got a big faith-based feel to them. So, which sort of emphasizes the reason for Christmas in the first place.
That's very true. This movie sometimes sort of reminds me the give and take of this family of the story Gift of the Magi, where one would give so much because they loved the other one so much, they gave up their most treasured thing for the other person. And they sort of did this in this movie. The whole family did.
Right, and unfortunately, this movie right here depicted how a lot of families of that time frame was having to be separated. Dads was out working, moms was trying to keep homes together. And even in good times, it was rough times.
Right.
And especially there in the foothills of the Smokies. But Dolly, definitely put a lot of her own heart and soul into this movie. So I'm proud that she was willing to tell us her story.
Me too. And maybe she'll go on in future and more movies and sort of give us a biography of her whole life. That would be neat. Some things she might not want to tell.
Well,
who knows? Okay, our last movie we picked with Dolly is probably our favorite. And this, if you have it at home, you hold on to it and do not give it away, because this movie, to my knowledge, you cannot replace it. Let's take a look at the trailer for A Smoky Mountain Christmas.
Anna Davis couldn't take any more fame and fortune, so she decided to get lost. What she found was a big surprise.
We want you to be our mama.
A rather rollicking adventure. And the spirit of Christmas.
I'm dreaming of a Smoky Mountain Christmas, with nothing much that money buys, but everything worthwhile in life. Dreaming of a Smoky Mountain Christmas.
Released on the heels of her new series, The Dolly Show, 3-time Grammy winner Dolly Parton stars in this magical Yuletide tale, singing 6 of her own special songs.
But I wouldn't care how much it snows. I'd just like to spend Christmas with Santa.
Co-starring Lee Majors, Bo Hopkins, Anita Morris, and John Ritter.
What an opportunity. What a chance to have her come and give the kids a beautiful Christmas show.
Dolly Parton's Smoky Mountain Christmas, a holiday adventure for the whole family. Now available on video cassette.
That was a trailer for A Smoky Mountain Christmas, rated PG, and it was brought to us by ABC. This has Lee Majors and Bo Hopkins and co-starring roles with Dolly. And even though she's not an angel, she takes in those kids, and she is an angel on earth.
Well, any time that you put Dolly and the $6 Million Man together, how can you go wrong?
Well, that's true.
And this dealt with probably a lot more families that all of a sudden their children, something happened with the parents, the children were having to rely on each other, and it ain't always that you find the abandoned cabin and you find somebody with such a big heart.
That's true.
And then, the unexpected part of the $6 Million Man and Santa Claus is just a whole different outlook.
It is.
But, this movie right here, we've had, I don't know how many numbers of requests for it.
Sure have.
The last time I think I can remember it, it was an Australian import. So needless to say, may not be in our region, but this one here, it really well went along with Kenny and Dolly's CD, the music of the Christmas time, you know, and how families used to put up quilts to make rooms and different, you know, people shared beds and
made Christmas decorations and
just had a big time and didn't have a lot to spend, but they had a big heart.
That's right.
And I thought, you know, and the Bo Hopkins character was good in it too.
He was.
You know, and of course then you had the people that's trying to get the kids back to the orphanage and stuff. So, but Dolly, you know, she must love Christmas because she's sure done several films and a lot of TV specials.
She sure has, and does it well.
Yep. So I guess though we could do some of Dolly's, you know, varieties type specials on another time.
Oh, we might can look that up and find them.
They can. And we still got to check out her singing Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah, we've not checked out that CD yet, but
so,
gonna have to do that.
Well, she said she always wanted to do it more as a religious song, so who knows?
Hey, we'll give it a
That's
turn.
Right.
But
well, everybody,
have a Merry Christmas.